Check one, test, 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 test. So it's not doing what it was doing this morning.
Right.
So it's all good.
For the moment.
The color of the leaves, when I could be purple, red, gold, or blue. It ain't easy being green. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for attending our 2023 Board of Directors annual meeting. Actually, it's for Unity of Bon Air annual meeting. Give yourselves a hand. So I guess I have to give an official introduction here. My name is, because it's official business, right? It's Carzita, Reverend Carzita Carrington Correll, better known as Zita. And I am the Vice President of your Board of Directors. And it is an honor to preside today. And with that being said, I invite the lovely Reverend Lisa Marks. She was just there. There she is. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Since this is official business, I am Reverend Lisa Marks. And I welcome you to our annual meeting. If by chance there is anybody in here who has not voted, Howard's at the door. Has everybody voted? Who can vote? All right. All right, we're going to start with a little opening, centering prayer. Just bring ourselves into this time. So let's just take a deep breath and just know that this is the breath of life and that it comes to us easily and effortlessly, as does the next breath and the next. And as we breathe in, we are breathing in the energy of this church, this board, the members, knowing that we are blessed in each and every moment through this church, and we give thanks for that. So I know as we conduct the meeting today, the business of the church, that we do so knowing that there is only divine guidance and divine right action, and that we are a part of that, and that we tap into that, and that we know that we are led and guided by a group of angels and guides, both seen and unseen, that help us to do the business of this church. And it is with great thanks that I release these words, knowing that we just let go and let God. And so it is. Amen.
You know, I have been a member here. I didn't realize how long I had been here. A long time. And the one thing that I've seen this year is one of the strengths of our community is how grateful we are. You know, we've taken it up a notch, don't you think? And just being grateful for everything. And if you've seen a change in your lives, give a hand clap. Yeah. So that's just one of the many tools that we learn here at Unity Bon Air. So with that, I want to review. This is the one thing I did not get. We need to approve the meetings, annual meeting minutes from 2022 board the annual agenda. The annual agenda has been posted. The minutes from 2022 have been posted on our website and have been posted on our website for a while. Has everyone had an opportunity to review them? Okay. All right. I don't think so. But we trust in God. So with that being said, I would like to make a motion approve the minutes from the 2022 annual church meeting. Do I have a second? Please give your name. Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. And I also understand, I need to say this, we are streaming, live streaming. And if there are questions, please put it in the chat. We have Reverend Lisa here who is actually, she's just watching out, and if a question pops up, we will let the congregation here know what your question is. And also, wonderful Deb Thompson in the back, she is also monitoring as well. So we thank you for that, Deb, and thank you, Lisa. Now, the other thing, and please let me know if I miss anything. I'm sorry. I'm trying to depend on technology, and sometimes we don't get along. Okay. Yes, thank you. So, our president's report is from Mike Regulinski, who cannot be with us today. He and his wife are in Munich, Germany. Ooh, yes. They've been sending pictures, and they're having a wonderful time. And they're also visiting one of their children. Their son is there as well. And he wanted me to read this to you. Good afternoon. My name is Mike Regulinski, and I serve as president of the Board of Trustees. Of directors. It is my honor and privilege to serve in this capacity, and I hope to continue to provide good service to Reverend Patty and the board and Unity Bon Air members. A great big thanks to Zita Corral, that's me, Vice President of the Board of Directors, for reading this message and filling in any questions. Zita will now introduce the current board members and trustees. So let's start with the trustees. Yes, I know your name. Rusty Rothrock. Tom Lehman. Yes. Jane Gordon, who is at a family function. So, awesome. And our members who are here, our board members, Lisa Marks. She's serving as trustee capacity. I keep saying trustee. Thank you. And I also see who is here. If you would stand up so I can introduce you, because I can't see everybody. Howard Green, myself, Zita Corral. Janet Loving Pitts is counting. And I think that's it. Chuck, where's Chuck? He's counting. Chuck Clark. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, that's right. Yes, because we. Okay. Okay. Any member online, please give your name so we know that you are there and we can count you, especially if you are a member. Thank you so much. Yeah, know that you can raise your hand or you can just type into the chat. So again, he and his wife are in Germany. At our last annual board meeting, Brent Jackson served as the president of the board and gave his remarks. I wanted to thank Brent again for his leadership and wisdom, guiding the church and the board through the pandemic, a change in pastor, and all the challenges and opportunities that we had. Brent served us very well. Okay, at the Unity and Community meeting held on April the 23rd of this year, we heard from members that they wholeheartedly agreed with the board and extended Reverend Patty Bittner, the senior pastor of Unity Bon Air. Yes, yes. And she will, the new contract will start in June. and she will be officially our senior pastor. So when you see her, give her some love. So, and we would like to, as we turn the board, I tell you, y'all pray for me. Okay. So as you know, the Reverend Patty is she is on sabbatical right now, and she cannot be here. And with that, we know and we affirm when she comes back, she will be renewed, regenerated, and we will be there to continue to love, support, and hold her up. So with that being said, her report will be online. Also, I want to make it clear too, every report that you see, hear here, or you have not heard here, all the reports will be on the website, probably Tuesday or Wednesday of this coming week. If you have any questions that did not come up here in this meeting, please feel free to contact the office, and Kim will get in touch with one of the board members or one of the trustees, depending on the nature of your question. So, now we have to do something that's really official. I know. It's the nomination of the, I need to slow down. Nomination for the congregational member who will be supporting the board in selecting our new board members in the upcoming year. So with that, do we have, and the reason we do that is because we have a member of the board that's serving now, but also one of you, the members from the congregation, because we do ask people, are they interested in becoming members of the board? So we have this sort of like a check and balance thing. And right now, we do have two positions. One is for the main person who would fill the capacity of being in charge of the search or helping with the search. And the second person would be in charge if the first person couldn't do it. So, do we have any nominations from the floor? So, the first nomination.
My understanding is that we are asking Amy Corsetti if she would like to be. You can't hear me? Okay, I'm right here. We're asking Amy Corsetti if she would like to be the chairperson next year for the nominating committee. Right. So,
Amy Corsetti has accepted.
okay, Amy Corsetti has accepted, but we need a nomination from the board, from the,
Second.
from, okay, second.
Is that Rusty? Okay, our second is second nomination.
Okay, and our second nomination is Josh Grant. Yes.
Do you accept?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right. Is there a second for Josh? Yes. Okay, Ed seconded. And is everyone in agreement? Yes. All right. So I bring up Howard Green, our finance guru.
No guru here. First, I want to thank Jim Lakin, who was a treasurer for 6 years, who tutored me this last year, my last year on the board, and I agreed to be treasurer, so thank you, Jim. And I also want to give a shout out to Kara Bickett, who's our bookkeeper and accountant. She's just a wonderful person. And if you see her, thank her for all the work she does for us. Just a couple things for my report. The budget for 2023 was approved in January. The budget's $362,875. We review that budget monthly, And the budget was last year was $351,239, which we met our budget last year. So we stayed good. Except for January of 2023, our monthly love offerings are down. The other income, which includes classes, the Montessori school, garden donations, and other special donations, have been a real blessing to help us continue. In order to meet our expenses without reducing our available cash, we definitely need to increase our love offerings and our givings. So due to generous donors and a small grant, we now have a new security system. The doors now have the fob keys, so we've protected that. We changed the locks just recently on all the exterior doors. We also have a well. We have a generous donor. We have a well for our garden, so we don't rely on the county water for our irrigation. And we're in the process of ordering new microphones, so hopefully that's going to be good. And that came from a grant that we had. So additional resources will be needed for items such as the new sign that Rusty maybe talk about later. It'll be at the street, and also a new audiovisual screen and system here. This place is a great place to have weddings. We have a new wedding kind of coordinator we work with, Chantel. I forget Chantel's last name. Andrews. Anyway, she's booked a couple of weddings. If you have friends, family, people you know, neighbors who are interested in getting married, this is a nice place to recommend. Also, we are trying to expand our efforts to generate more rental for parties and events. We've done that in the last couple of months where we've been offering up our facility. It's been great. So if you know people who want to have a meeting here, call Kim. I did put together a summary of our love offerings, our expenses, the net from those, and then the other income. I posted those out on the bulletin board from January through July, and from January to May, and then from July to December last year. So if you want to look at that, you're welcome to go and see them on the bulletin board. This is my last year on the board, and I just want to thank everybody for their support and appreciate the opportunity to serve Unity of Bonaire, and I'll continue to serve in other ways, but just not on the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. So now it's time for our love and action teams. So we will start off with a report from our chaplains, given by Susan Green, followed by the garden team.
By the way, Chantal's last name is McHenry. Had to look it up, but you know. So this is a report from May 1st of last year through April of this year. And during that period of time, we had 12 prayer chaplains supporting the congregation. Specifically, all of us are assigned to certain people, as well as praying with you in church. And each month we made over 170 contacts with individuals that are assigned to us. We make those by phone calls, texting, emails, as well as speaking with people on the phone for prayer. We love that when you answer. And we also send greeting cards and so on. The total contacts we made for prayer, to share prayer for that period of time, was 2,070. Not bad. After church services, we shared prayer directly with about 145 of you, and that's really may sound a little low, but it's fabulous given we've come off the pandemic when people were not getting close to each other. So it's been wonderful to have the opportunity to pray with those who are here. Also, on an almost weekly, sometimes it feels like daily basis, there's a prayer need that's urgent. And when that happens, your prayer chaplains are texting, we're emailing each other, and we're putting that prayer out there for any individual that needs it in the moment. This week for Beverly Tinsley, a lot of praying going on this week. You may or may not know, but on the UBA website, under prayer and support, there's something called Prayer Treasures. And if you have a moment or you want to, read some inspirational stuff, you can go there and find where we've put some of the prayers that we've shared on that website. Also last year, along with Reverend Zita and Reverend Patty, we had a World Day of Prayer service. We also had a Saturday workshop and luncheon that was especially geared towards prayer chaplains, and we've been able to do that in the past. We were excited to be able to do that again, post-COVID again, where we invite other Unity chaplains. We were blessed this year to have several come from Unity of Richmond and Unity of Fredericksburg, so we could collaborate and share and learn together. We've been really blessed for several years to have a donor who has given to the prayer chaplain ministry very generously. And in this last year, I want you to know that we've shared those funds for the bigger picture, so that we've used our funds in this past year to pay for the materials and labor for your labyrinth that's out back, and the landscaping, the registration for Reverend Patty and several of the chaplains to attend the Eastern Region Unity Conference. We had a Zoom meditation for one of our monthly meetings with Reverend Sylvia Sumter from Washington, D.C. We had an affirmative prayer workshop that I facilitated, and we were also able for that to provide a luncheon. And then we had that Saturday workshop with Reverend Kathy, so we were able to support the fees for that, the message that she gave, and her transportation. All of this was supported through prayer chaplain dedicated funds. And then this March and April, we had prayer chaplain training, over 20 hours of training, and so we are into this new year this May with 17 prayer chaplains to pray with you. If you do not have a prayer chaplain, it's not scary. Just let us pray with you. You don't have to say anything. Thank you.
I'm the liaison for the garden team, and Joanne cannot be with us today, so I'm going to share her report. Our gardens are thriving thanks to the efforts and support of the UBA community, our neighbors, and many visitors. Volunteers maintain the grounds by participating in garden days a couple times most weeks. Garden volunteers weed plant, fertilize, prune bushes, clean up leaves and sticks. Current focus is pruning azaleas, installing warm weather annuals, and mulching afterwards. The biggest news this year, which you've already heard about, is the installation of a well to supply irrigation water. Our irrigation system has 29 zones. We are most grateful for the generous memorial gift that provided this addition, which will significantly reduce UBA's water bill. We chose to skip our spring plant sale so we could focus efforts on the cleanup of the well area and preparing the area to be replanted. Due to rain, our fall Sacred Service Saturday for leaf cleanup morphed into Sacred Service Sunday on December 4th. On April 29th, the spring Sacred Service Saturday focused on cleanup of the area where the well was installed, planting annuals and spreading mulch. Lunch was prepared and served on both occasions under Barbara Spicer's direction. Some garden volunteers are like elves who adopt a spot to provide care of an area at times on their own schedule. Others regularly water the 5 promenade planters. Our fish pond is cared for by a team of dedicated volunteers. Another volunteer restores our benches when they become weathered by the elements. New this year is our statue restoration team, led by Joanne Grayson. Our gardens have over 50 statues. Some have already been restored and enhanced the beauty of our gardens. Our gardens have seen an increased use for interment of ashes. A committee has been established to research options for acknowledging those who have transitioned. We currently have a couple large trees that are diseased. We are getting estimates to see if they can be saved, and if not, to have them removed. A couple volunteers with chainsaws were able to safely clean up after other smaller trees. The fish pond pump, which has served us well for years, was replaced. The waterfall system developed a leak last summer, and it has been repaired. The labyrinth continues to be popular with visitors. Stones left over from the labyrinth installation were used to create a nearby bench pad. A new bench awaits visitors. I'm not going to read all of this. During the academic year, Montessori children feed the fish, fill the bird feeder, and help with watering the promenade planters. Our gardens have been designated a certified wildlife habitat site by the National Wildlife Federation. That's pretty cool. Garden expenses, such as mulch, plants, tools, and fertilizers, were funded this year through donations in our fall plant sale. A donation box with a QR code is located along the pathway to the fish pond. Garden-specific donations are also made through the UBA Give Now website. As our garden team members mature, we are seeking additional able-bodied members to help maintain our gardens. We envision new members joining our efforts. We would like to extend our gratitude to the volunteers whose vision and efforts have co-created the beauty that surrounds our church building and for the ongoing support of this community.
Can I please have the garden team members stand? Garden team members who are here, please stand. So at this time, Rusty will give us a report on our building and our grounds and any other opportunities.
Going into this past year, 2023, we had on our books to do 3 major projects here at church. The first project was a deep well, the deep drilled well, which went down 305 feet. So it was like a football field below the ground. The well is working fantastic. It's giving us clean, fresh water every day, and we don't have to spend any money with the county. We're saving about $1,800 a year, $1,800 a year. And that's finished. The next project is coming along quickly, and I hear that it's going to be arriving like the middle of June, and that's our smart flower. And the smart flower is going out front. It's being installed right beside the trash corral, if you know what that is, where the trash cans are located. There's a tree right there now. The tree would be eliminated, and the smart flower would be installed right where the tree used to be. And then after that, we have probably in August, maybe, we will have our new sign going up out at Buford Road. Our old sign is 26 years old. And it's hanging in there, but it might fall down before we have a chance to do anything with it. So our new sign hopefully will be going in August, September. And any questions in regards to the building in general? One thing that Howard didn't mention, we have recently been assessed by the Chesterfield County Real Estate Assessment Department. Our church is now valued at $3.6 million. $3.6 million. And we started out with, in 96, we started out with $20,000. And our mortgage just went below 500. We're now at 498. So if you take our mortgage at 500 minus 3.6, we have a value now of about 3.1 equity in our church, $3.1 million. That's all I have. Thank you.
And I'll invite Janet Loving Pitts for the YFM report.
Good morning. And this is a real short report. I just did a short note, but if you haven't noticed, we've been through some transitions with the children's program. We have Rachel here, who was here and here somewhere, I think. I think she stayed, but she's doing a wonderful job, just started. And one of our challenges is, and she mentioned it this morning, is having enough volunteers. And so we thought about it, and now we're going to kind of promote a campaign of affirmations and growing, and that we are a growing and thriving community of children, and we have a classroom full of children and enough volunteers for all those kids that we're going to have. We're overflowing because, so we're going to work on that. So you might see that floating around, and the numbers fluctuate, so it gets to be a challenge. Some weeks we have 2. Some weeks we have, as you saw today, I don't know what the count was, but it was a bunch. But they had a good time. It was wonderful. And you'll have a good time, I promise you. And we'll be ready for you when you're ready to volunteer. Thank you. You don't want to be around kids on Sunday, too. I get it. Yeah. And I think we have talked about that, and Rachel's in charge. I'm helping Rachel transition into this, and honestly, what I'm providing is a body every week right now, just trying to get us over the hump. So we really do need you, because I'd like to back down. But I'll talk to her about it, and I can't remember. I talked to her. Melody and I had talked about that, and that would not be a problem. And I'll talk to Rachel about putting it out there that if folks want to volunteer for a Sunday. Right now, we have 2 primary age groups. They're 1 to 5. And then we have 5 to 11, 12. Those are the age groups right now. So we have 2 groups. But no, that's a wonderful idea, and that's certainly one. Feel free any Sunday to let her know in advance you'd like to do something, and it'll be arranged. So, okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Can I just make a request that questions come to the people that are online?
So now we invite Ed Hayes with our board results.
Hello, everyone. I want to first thank the members of the nomination committee, Howard Green, Regina Goodwin Carr, and I asked her and I still was going to forget it, and Reverend Patty. I want to thank them for asking me to be the chair. And I also want to thank the folks who stepped forward, Lisa Marks, Joanne Grayson, and Harry Simmons. And Harry is not here today. He is at his grandchild's graduation. So some people will do anything to miss this. So without any further ado, we have elected to the board Joanne Grayson and Harry Simmons, and Lisa Marks has been elected as our alternative. So thank you, everyone involved. And just a reminder, you may next year get a call from Amy or Josh asking you to step forward, and please consider strongly doing that.
Thank you. So we'd like to congratulate the results. Give them a round of applause, please. So I would like to make some acknowledgments at this point. Have some people coming off of the board this year, and, okay, I will. Short. Jody could not be here today. Jody Smith is coming off of the board, but she is in Geneva. We do travel, don't we? Yes. So this gift will be placed in the office for her to pick up on when she gets back. Howard Green. Howard, thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh, thank you.
Janet Loving Pitts. Honey, thank you. And it's going to be weird because she served her year, and technically she's coming off, but she's still on. But she still gets a gift of appreciation. Lisa, thank you for everything that you do for us. Really. So with that acknowledgement, are there any questions from the floor? Really? Hello? It's not on.
Can you hear me? There
We
we
can
go.
hear you.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Amy Corsetti. Again, still. Here's the question I have. I was under the impression from what we had been told in the last annual meeting that we were going to do a pastor search and that Reverend Patty was going to be a part of that. One of the people we considered in the search community or in this search. And instead what I hear today is that an offer's been made and she's going to become the permanent pastor without it coming back to the congregation. Am I mistaken in how that happened?
Well, remember what I said on the last Unity and Community meeting that we had? We did talk to the congregation that was there and asked their opinion, and they voted unanimously that she should be our senior pastor.
Okay, thank you. I was not here and I missed that. So
Yeah.
how we got
Yeah.
a 2-year contract.
Yeah, and
How
it
we
is,
got-
yeah, and it is a 2-year contract, which is pretty standard.
Okay, thank you.
And Howard has,
Amy, also, last year when we talked about that, you're right, we decided we would evaluate after a year and make a determination whether we would hire Patty or go out for a search. So we did an evaluation, and then we went to the congregation, the Unity Community, and so that was the decision that was made.
hello, Mrs. Pope.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alva Pope, and I have a question. What is a smart flower? I think we talked about that a little bit, and I just want to get some more information about what it is and what it does. I'm sorry? Oh,
Yeah, Rusty,
he'll send me an
okay.
email.
It's noted that Rusty will send Mrs. Alva Pope an email in
Okay.
regards to the smart flower.
Yes. And then the other question is, I would wonder if the church will consider developing a program for youth volunteers.
Wow.
So that's my hope.
Thank you. That
Thank
is an
you.
awesome suggestion. Janet is writing that down now, and they definitely will. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Any observation, any suggestions? Do you love each other? Are we prosperous? Are we loving? Are we awesome? Yes, we are awesome. So you know what? We will have a closing prayer now. I'm going to say it. Any other questions? Okay. Let's take a moment. Center yourselves. Oh, most gracious, wonderful Spirit, we are so, so thankful and grateful for our opportunity to gather together to do your work here on this earth. And we are so thankful for all of the wonderful news that we have heard, and also thankful for the directions that we are going in. And we give thanks in the name, through the power, by the authority of the Christ. Amen. This meeting is officially closed.